Hi, so today we are reviewing the BX-100B stick welder. This is only 70 bucks, pretty good deal, found it on eBay. 70 bucks shipped, including California sales taxes, 8%, I think, maybe 7.5. I think it's 8. Chip finder's tiny nick there, but who cares? Case is very robust. Sturdy sheet metal. There it is. At the back there's a ventilation fan. Not sure if you guys can see that in the poor lighting, but I stored on the sheet metal. There's 4 little legs that are plasticky. And of course the main thing is how long is the stuff. So the grounding clamp shown here is pretty good length. So is this. Just the standard power cord. This is just where I'm storing it. Really gonna use it somewhere else probably. We're gonna plug it in. I'm changing that from a 15 amp to a 20 amp. And I'm gonna have the welder about here in this area, where the screwdriver is, relative to everything else. Or maybe about here. I just moved it. The actual welder will be here where the screwdriver is again. The actual welding area. So I have plenty of clearance from crap like this flammable thing. And of course this ground clamp is pretty sturdy. It clamps onto any steel. You might feel the urge to weld, and stays okay like such. This steel is mill scale. I'm going to take it off with my angle grinder and a wire wheel or a wire cut brush. It's very sturdy jaws. There's a powerful spring inside, and of course it's just hooked up with standard 8 gauge or 6 gauge copper wire. On the business end, this is much better than most economy welders. These are ceramic and replaceable. It's made by Best Weld. You can't see that. It's a standard 3-pronged household grade plug, but you need a 20 amp breaker and a 20 amp outlet. So they should put a 20 amp plug, just I don't know why. Probably so you can use it on a 15 amp circuit when needed for low voltage. Now, even though it's not plugged in, the current meter is still activated. Watch that little orange thing. As you can see now, it's set, going lower and lower. The top is in amps, the bottom's electrode diameter in millimeters. 40 to 100 amps is this welder. And now bring it back up. Turn it down by turning this knob that way. Turn it up by turning it this way. And it will come back up. But meanwhile, continuing with our tour, this is the power switch. It's not plugged in. This is this lights up if you weld for more than a minute. It's 10% duty cycle. That's key safety feature. Do not use an extension cord or you'll die. No, it'll just catch fire, but don't use an extension cord. This is like good for sawzalls or grinders, but never for welders. Now what it came with this. The handle wasn't connected. It's a welding helmet. You need to wear safety goggles underneath this. Slag didn't get you. Haha, this is the hammer. You're supposed to get the slag and stuff off your welds. This is made of plastic. It's good for light duty slag removal. And pokes pretty mean holes and stuff. But it's flat. I'm going to get a Lincoln Electric spring handled, double ended. It's much longer head. And all steel for steel coil handle. One side is pointy, one side is a chisel for removing thin and thick weld beads. Pretty handy. The Lincoln Electric one does, not this crap. Now of course, this is just crappy slag chipping hammer made of plastic. Good if you're like welding for the first time, but bad if you have to weld a lot. Plus these things get nicked rather easily. But generally poor quality slag hammer fare. You still have to wear eye protection even when just chipping. Seems to chip the slag okay. I mean brick. Brag! The built-in wire brush, good for cleaning stuff and scratching. Concrete is one of its key functions. Same with scratching sheet metal. It's another one of its key functions. This is glass. Just slide it in from the back. Like such. This handles just push it in and stuff. It's like assembling those Kinder Egg toys. I've gotten them when you're like a wee lad. Now, of course, the business end, the stinger. So, of course, you just grab a stick electrode of your choice. This can run anything from 1.6 to 2.5 millimeters, or 1/16 to 3/32. Now, of course, it's 3/32 are the best for this, or 2.4 millimeter. Those strikes are 5/64 if they're 1/16. Now, of course, this stinger has 3 positions of welding fun. Position number 1. It's hard to do this one-handed, so this is an improvised tripod. Just squeeze this and stick it in. Now ensure that just the metal is contacting it and that zero flux is touching the copper, otherwise you won't be able to strike an arc. You can see there's pretty good spacing, a few millimeters between that where the flux starts. Now, setup number 2. Again, make sure it's not contacting the flux. This is like this. Let's say we're striking an arc on this. Some people prefer this setup. It's good for some situations, like getting into a really tight spot. Unlike this setup, where you can only, this is the most comfortable for big spaces. The one I just showed you is for like tight space, and the one in between is the 45-degree angled setup. Spring in this is really strong, and now got this. These are Lincoln Electric 5-pound electrodes. And there it is. Ground clamp will just connect to the steel like that. Use clamps to hold it together, or vice grips. Gonna try it out this weekend. Today's Friday. I'm trying it out on Sunday. Stay tuned for a video of using it. But I will also, next week, I'm gonna buy a 6-inch quick release C-clamp. I only have a 3-inch standard, and I have vice grip. a vice grip, and I'm also going to get welding gloves for safety. But then I'll have a complete fab shop in 1 week. Woohoo! I'm going to do the wiring on Saturday, and that will not be on video, so that's really boring. You can see 2.4 by a 300 millimeter. Pretty standard stick electrodes there. I live in California, and this is what you get for living in California. This is all Proposition 65 warnings. And I'm having low battery. See you later. Another cool welding video. Bye. Aww.